Hi, my name is Bernie Morrow, and I'm with Our Vital Earth of Apopka, Florida. And I have been a worm farmer since, for the last 13 years, since 2002. My very first unit that I had gotten was the can of worms. And whenever my husband and I were in Australia, we actually toured the Realm factory to see just how they were made. And they were made out of old car battery cases, which I love it because it's recycle, recycle. So with this can of worms here, we can take care of 600 pounds of garbage in a year's time. That's organic garbage. That is anything that once grew from the ground, including newspaper, cardboard, because that came from trees, the lint from your dryer, because that came from cotton, and of course, all of your fruits and vegetables and your cuttings from your greenery outside, all of that is available to go into your worm bin. Now, whenever you get started with your worm bin here, you get started always on the bottom tray. And whenever you set the next tray on top, there is a lip there for the second tray to be able to sit into it. And I really like that aspect of this model because this way the worms are not being squooshed. Because whenever you set one tray on top of the other, these trays do get a weight to them so that it is pressing down on the worms that are on the bottom if you do not have the rib line there to hold the tray. Now there has been some conversation online where it says that this is a benefit to have it squooshed on top because in that way the worms can get to the next level. I do not find that as a benefit because I find it that if it is suspended up a little bit, that the worms have the aeration that they need, the oxygen that they need, they can freely move around because they are top feeders, and the whole thing of it is I want my worms to be happy because I want them to eat. I want them to eat, and I want them to poop, and I want them to make babies. All right? So now, whenever I'm going to show you that this top tray, okay, another thing they say that these trays are too heavy because these trays are twice the size of whatever else you can find online. And this is too heavy. I'm 83, I'm having no problem. All right? And then here is the next one. The next tray here down below, it has the ledges on where this tray was sitting right on top. I have worms in this tray. I have worms in this tray. I only put worms in this tray. The worms will go wherever they want to go. They don't have to jump. That was something else they said, that the worms were not jumpers. They don't have to jump. They crawl and go to wherever they want to go. Whether it's up the wall, on top of the lid, wherever they want to go, they'll get there. They find the way. Now this is the older model. This is the model that was actually begun in the 1990s. And you will see that it has 5 legs on it, but it's not real sturdy. The legs are not as sturdy as what they are on the newer model. The newer model is an improved model. That's why we call it the improved model. And it is called the Worm Cafe. And over here we have the Worm Cafe. You see it is a different size. I should say not a different size, but a different shape. Homeowners, wives, women especially, wanted to have something that could be set into a corner easier than something that was round. So the company came up with this design here. The legs are put on there a little differently than what they are on the can of worms. The construction is different. The design is different, and it's very, very sturdy. It is one where a pet or a child cannot push over very easily. The other thing that I like about it is it has hinges on either side, the hinges. And you know something else they have, which I think is pretty awesome, is they have how to take care of your worm farm in print right up here in the lid. And I think that's pretty clever. Now here again, I'm going to show you, if you want to take a good look, here are the worms. I have worms down here. This is what had been eaten. Okay, it's not quite finished yet, and that's where the worms were originally put. But whenever I look up here, I have worms up here also. So how would the worms have gotten up here unless they crawled up here? So it is, and see the worms? There's worms up here. This is a top tray, all right? There's no problem with the worms moving around. And as I said before, I like it because they can be a healthier, happier worm because they have the oxygen that they need. And to me, they have the freedom of movement, where they do not have the freedom of movement whenever you have one tray sitting directly on top of the other. And I don't know whether or not I had shown this to you, but I think this is awesome to be able to take garbage that you would be sending to the landfill, polluting our environment, taking that and converting it into black gold, which is your worm castings, and also your worm tea, which serves as a fantastic insecticide, fungicide, as well as a liquid fertilizer. I just feel that this is just a win-win situation. And what I like about it too is I get double the amount of what you will see on most of the units that you see on the internet. Go on to our website, www.ourvitalearth.com, and you will see the comparison as far as size and so on. And I'm just really excited about these. I have been working with this company and these products since 2002, and I have had nothing but good results with them. I thank you so much, and God bless.